Good afternoon and welcome everyone to A Gathering Place brought to you by the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce. And today's show, it's about Juneteenth, upcoming Juneteenth events across the state of South Carolina. Some actually happened this weekend. Most will happen next week on weekend, Saturday, June 18th. Juneteenth is actually on Sunday this year. So I'm pretty sure there are churches that will be observing the holiday. And then Monday, June 20th is the official holiday. But we're here today and we've invited a lot of folks to join us to talk about their upcoming Juneteenth events because we want folks to go on out and celebrate the emancipation of our ancestors and learn more about the history because we've got a lot to talk about, folks, and we will hear about this right after this opening.
Hello, I'm Marilyn Hemingway, and welcome to A Gathering Place. I said I'm stepping back because we have young voices who want to be heard, and they're moving on something.
Branding is really important to you and your business.
Even a basic type of technology, you'll learn it all.
And people are
Good question.
And folks, we are back. Welcome to A Gathering Place. In today's show, we're talking about upcoming Juneteenth events, and we hope folks can hop on in and join us from around the state. And hopefully the weather is getting ready to storm here, and hopefully the weather will not cause us any issues. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get started talking about upcoming Juneteenth events. And our first guest is Miss Frida Funny with the City of Myrtle Beach, and she'll tell you more about the work that she does and where the City of Myrtle Beach Juneteenth celebration is taking place. And of course, let me remind you, keep an eye at the bottom of the screen because we will be scrolling the event information at the bottom of the screen. Let's welcome Miss Frida Funny. Miss Funny, Frida, welcome. Glad that you are here today joining us, and hopefully our other folks will join us also. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for joining us. I'm excited to hear. I heard about Charlie's Place. There's a ribbon cutting happening, but tell us about your events happening this weekend in Myrtle Beach.
So we're actually kicking off our Juneteenth celebration today. Starting at 5 o'clock, we will have beachside chats that will discuss why we should celebrate Juneteenth and how is that important to our community, to our city, but also to us as citizens of this country. We have panelists, Dr. Makiba Floyd will be joining us, and Miss Veronica Gerald, and then our very own Miss Cookie Goins will be talking this evening starting at 5. Next week, we will have our official Myrtle Beach Juneteenth celebration, kicking off with a parade that morning at 10 a.m. And the festivities will follow. We will have a Charlie's Place ribbon cutting at 12 o'clock p.m. And then we'll just have live bands, Level 10 Painted Man, a kids zone, some Gullah Geechee presentations, art, just a lot of stuff that kind of it represents who we are as a people, as African-American people in this country.
Very good. Wonderful. Tell us a little bit about Charlie's Place. For those of us who don't know, I know because, because I knew just studying the history, because it's a fascinating story, but I also know because the late Herbert Riley, who was really a force behind saving Charlie's Place. I knew him as a personal family friend. But can you give us just a short history of a Charlie's Place?
So Charlie's Place is the home of one of the Green Books. It's also a space where Mr. Fitzgerald and his wife provided lodging for African-American vacationers, but also musicians that would come along the Chitlin circuit. To this day, we still have it ingrained in our community as a safe space to host events such as the Jazz Festival, the Myrtle Beach Juneteenth celebration, our beachside chats, and it's open to the public to rent. So we're very passionate about the project and the work the city of Myrtle Beach has done to upfit it. We're grateful for residents such as the past Mr. Raleigh for standing behind it and having a passion for it and getting others involved in the project. And we want to see other people in their communities do the same for projects that they're passionate about, especially along this Gullah Geechee corridor. We want people to speak up, but to also challenge their community members and their council to save these special historical places because they play a major role in who we are as a community.
They most certainly do. And Charlie's Place was a vital piece of not only African American history, but South Carolina history, because according to the documentary, the Charlie's Place documentary, Shag was started at Charlie's Place. And we think about Shag, folks, but Shag was a waitress, entertainer, a icon at Charlie's Place, a dancer. And, folks white and black folks went to Charlie's Place, and the white folks would go back and say, I learned this dance from Shag. And that was her nickname. And that's how Shag began. So it's deep history at Charlie's Place. So, it's wonderful. And I applaud the city of Myrtle Beach for being a force behind saving the property and reopening it as a museum and as a center for the community. And I think also you guys, did you mention you also have a jazz festival there?
Yeah, so that's hosted by one of our local residents. I think it's going on its 6th year now. It'll be happening October 14, 15, and 16. And it's something that our community members really look forward to, but also visitors that have participated. It's now becoming an annual celebration that brings people from different backgrounds and cultures together, just as Mr. Fitzgerald and his wife did back in the early 30s and 40s with their space, their club called the Whispering Pines. That's where people knew it to be called Whispering Pines. So we want to make sure we're doing justice by honoring the past, but still celebrating it and using it for the generations to come.
That's exactly why we celebrate not only Charlie's Place, but Juneteenth, to understand the past so we can understand the present and move towards the future. So it's wonderful to see you, Miss Frida Funny. And y'all, she practically family because she's from Georgetown. But this is a wonderful thing. I want to applaud you because we got to support our young folks. So I am glad to see you with the city of Myrtle Beach and the work that you're doing. So keep up the good work. And I'm telling you right now, the gathering place is always available to you with any events and activities happening at Charlie's Place and with your department. And did you happen to mention the department that you mentioned that to me earlier? What department is really sponsoring the event?
So yes, Charlie's Place, the Historic Myrtle Beach Colored School as well, is all under the City of Myrtle Beach's Neighborhood Services Department, where we're just a team of 3. Our director, Ms. Cookie Goins, and our office administrative, Ms. April Johnson, and myself. And then with the help of some volunteers, we do a lot of stuff for our community members so they can know that they're appreciated, that we want them to be engaged about what's right in their backyard and how fortunate and blessed that they are to have such amazing sites right here for them to use, or them to do summer camp tours or field trips for. But our department is small, but we work together very well to make sure that our community can be engaged, but also learn about why we are where we are today as well.
Very good. You guys are small but mighty. So we're glad to help. And you know something? Myrtle Beach be Gullah Geechee now. We be Gullah Geechee in Myrtle Beach. Absolutely. And most people don't think about that. But Myrtle Beach, Horry County is Gullah Geechee, folks. And I'm saying this, Frida, because, we're starting the Gullah Geechee Seafood Trail through the Gullah Geechee Chamber. Wow. We received a grant to do that. And I want to come to Charlie's Place and do a presentation to start educating the folks about the Gullah Geechee Seafood Trail, because Charlie's Place needs to be on it. Anything connected with water, the waterways, ocean and seafood needs to be on the Gullah Geechee Seafood Trail. So I want to, I'm inviting myself.
Absolutely. We last 2 weeks ago, I was able to go to Paxville, South Carolina, where brother BJ Dennis was the chef for us, and I know you're familiar with him as a very great Gullah Geechee chef. And our department was talking about how can we bring more of that Gullah Geechee culture, into the community, knowing that we are part of the corridor, but so many people have forgotten that they are part of that their descendants are descendants from West Africa or from Georgetown or Charleston, and that we all migrated here for a reason, even up to the coast, of North Carolina. But how do we continue celebrating our heritage and know that we do have culture, and how can we continue to educate the new generation on where they're from, where they're originally from? So I think that's awesome. And yes.
I'm glad you guys are already thinking about that. So let's talk more about that, because the Gullah Geechee Seafood Trail, the grant, we covered the entire coast.
Awesome.
So that includes Horry County, and we already talking Bucksport's already involved, Conway. I was in Little River a couple of weeks ago, Myrtle Beach. You guys are next, because you gotta, what you're talking about is happening, and we both know, I'm sure you've from the Corridor Commission, that the Gullah Geechee heritage tourism potential is $34 billion a year. Yeah. And we certainly want to make sure our community leads on that. We the leads on that. No one else could do it, but we, the Gullah Geechee. Frida, it's been good to have you here. Thank you. I know you got your program. You got to go get wrapped up, get ready for it. Tell Preston McKeever Floyd I said hello.
I will. And I want people to know if they
and
want
Veronica Gerald that I said hello to.
Absolutely. Well, if anyone wants to know more about the event, they can follow our Facebook page, which is Myrtle Beach Juneteenth Celebrations. We have all of our vendors listed on there. It's a free event. We also have, the vendors that'll be there, the entertainment that's going to be there. We have two amazing entertainers. And we're just going to have a great time, and we want people to come out. We have a kids zone. It's all free. So if anyone wants more information, they can reach out to our office as well at 843-918-1062. And we can't wait to see everybody next Saturday.
Thank you, Frida. I appreciate it. No problem. Have a good day and have a good event today. And thanks for coming on and letting us know about next week.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Have a good one.
All right. Take care.
All right, everyone. We got another guest coming up, and this is Mr. Steve Williams in Georgetown, and we will continue our conversations about upcoming Juneteenth events. So let me go ahead and bring in Mr. Steve Williams. Steve, how are you?
Hey, happy Sunday.
I know.
And June Day. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and we can see you too. So all
right.
Well, look, I can hear some thunder too. So I might have, Mama said you don't get on the phone, don't turn on no water, don't turn on the lights, and I can. I'm like, the thunder just started, so we might have to, I'm giving everybody when they come on about 10 minutes, but if they don't come on, I'm wrapping this up. But
I know that's right. One of my uncles used to literally stand behind a door in the dark until the thunder and lightning was over. And sometimes that was 6-7 hours,
Hey,
but it happened.
They were serious. See, I'm hearing it again. They were serious. I don't know if you hear it in your part of town, but yeah, they were serious.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But you're here because we're going to talk about Georgetown's. Okay, I'm going to take this one off and bring your other thing in. Hi, Steve. You're back.
All right. Good. Right, yeah.
There you go. All right.
I'm new to this, not true to this technology. I'm new to it.
That's all right. We live and learn. So we're here to talk about Georgetown's Juneteenth celebration that's coming up, and that's going to include a parade and a family fun festival. What can you tell us what's going on this coming Saturday?
Well, first of all, let me say that I'm tickled pink that all around the country, and particularly here in South Carolina, people are celebrating properly Juneteenth. Because, last year it came about so quickly, and there really wasn't enough time to plan events. Marilyn, do you hear feedback?
No, you're good. You sound good. You might want to turn off your other computer because that's why you're probably getting feedback on
Yeah,
your
that was my phone. But if you guys don't hear it, then I'm okay.
No, you're good. You sound good and you look good. So we got
and I'm feeling good.
Very good. Very good.
So
we're glad to hear it.
So what we're doing here in Georgetown, and believe me, it's not only in Georgetown, but it's in Andrews and Pawleys Island and several other places. I'm seeing Juneteenth popping up all over the place, and I'm so happy because it needs to be celebrated. Of course, our community have always celebrated it, but this time the larger community can celebrate it. And so what we have coming up this Saturday, June the 18th, is a major festival. We call it the Juneteenth Festival, but it is in collaboration with several other organizations, including the Howard Alumni, which they have their annual parade. This time it will be their annual Juneteenth parade, or their second parade. And so the parade will kick off at 11 a.m. at the Beck Center, which is the school headquarters or administration building. And most people who live in Georgetown know where that is. Matter of fact, we just had a large celebration for the Antoine Maybanks, an Olympic gold medal winner. So once it's set up, and it's a big lineup with several organizations, several people, sororities, fraternities, et cetera, we're going to march from the administrative building, which is off of Church and Meredith, Merriman Road, to the Howard School, the famous, legendary Howard School, and the facilities there. And right after that, which will probably approximately be about 12 noon, we're going to have a press congress. When I say we, the NAACP and the Gullah Geechee Chamber and several other grassroots organizations and churches. And we're going to have a press conference to explain exactly what Juneteenth is about. Because I think a lot of people do not know that Juneteenth actually was the date that is designated for the freedom of emancipation, just like Christmas is dedicated for the day of Christ. But we know that that's just a designated day, December the 25th. Well, because South Carolina was emancipated, the enslaved workers and laborers in South Carolina was emancipated prior to that, 2 years earlier in 1863. Mm-hmm. So we're accepting Juneteenth, which is a hybrid, which is a combination of the word June and 19th, as you can probably hear, as that date, because about 250,000 soldiers marched into a town in Texas to declare that the war was over and the enslaved people were now free. And of course, Black people have been celebrating it ever since. So what do we have coming up this Saturday? We have a family festival, and we're asking all of the people who have children and loved ones that would like to come out and enjoy themselves to come out. Why? Because there's entertainment. We have a stage for both gospel music and R&B music and ethnic music. The gospel set will be set up between 12 noon and 4 p.m. And then between 4 p.m. and roughly 8 p.m., it will be other entertainments. We have a professional DJ there. We will also have jumping castles. We will have water slides. We will have a tent with children activities. We will have scooter rides. We will have food vendors. Oh my God. We've got every kind of food vendor you can imagine. And entertainment. There'll be public speakers, motivational speakers, entertainers, as well as people expressing what Juneteenth is about. In fact, I may do something myself. They also have a young man coming from Andrews, who I guarantee you will be the best rendition of I Have a Dream speech by Dr. King that you've ever heard. And I'm not easily impressed, but when I heard him, I was floored. So we want everybody to come out, and then it's going to be culminated at night with a streaming, a viewing of the movie Black Panthers. And all of this is free. All of this is free. The only thing you have to do is to come out with your family, particularly if you have kids or grandkids. You may want to bring a towel if it's hot. Obviously, you're going to want to bring a hat, and because there'll be water activities. Why are we doing this? We're not doing this because we don't have anything else to do. We are doing this because Georgetown needs to come together and have activities. So many of us have to travel to Charleston or Myrtle Beach. You just heard the young lady talk about Charlie's Place. Well, Georgetown should not have to take a back seat to any place because there are activities here. You know, I can remember, I wasn't raised in Georgetown, but I can remember when we had a bowling alley and when we had a skating ring and when we had a movie theater. Okay. And people are always saying, well, ain't nothing to do. Ain't nothing to do. Well, now you have something to do. And that's the first reason. The second well, that's the second reason. The first reason is to tell our story, because if we don't tell our story, it won't be told. People say, well, how do you celebrate Juneteenth? A lot of people have backyard barbecues and whatnot, but there's a lot of festivals and events going on. And you should take part of that because almost all of them are free. Now, and the third reason that we're having Juneteenth is because we had such a cantankerous, bitter year last year. You know, politics has a way of dividing people. And we want people to lay down, as Dr. King said, the lions and tigers will lay down their plows and come together. This is not just for Black folks. This is for all communities. And we're reaching out to the Latino or the Hispanic community. We're reaching out to all of political persuasion. We're saying come out because we support other things. So this should be supported wholeheartedly. And, you know, people in Georgetown who knows me, certainly those who know Maryland, we've been doing this for years. We've been trying to work to uplift our community, uplift our culture. You know, I can remember when a time when you said you were from Georgetown and people spoke Geechee or Gullah, they would look at you like you're some kind of buffoon. But we had to know, because ignorance will do that. We had to know exactly what it means to have Gullah culture or heritage. And so now it is trending. I can tell you that I've spoken and taught in many colleges and universities, including Clemson and USC, about Gullah. It is trending. So come out and get a taste of Gullah food, Gullah family, and Gullah fun. And I promise you, you will enjoy it.
I believe so, Steve. And as you said, it is a free event, but we do want people to support the vendors that are going to be out there and the food vendors. Now, you're going to have to pay for that food because we believe in supporting Black businesses. And these are small and micro Black businesses that are going to be out here. But the entertainment stage, the bounce castles, the children's tent, and you mentioned the adult tent with the board games, right? All of that is free.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
The movie is free. We're going to have board games for adults also. You know, you come on out and play spades. I heard that's a Black game. I grew up with my parents playing bridge, bid whist, and then I got to college, it was spades. But y'all, we definitely going to have the cards out there for folks to play spades and Uno and board games, just to have fun. As we say, a family festival. We could all come together and enjoy each other's company. And as Steve said, diverse. Everyone is welcome, because doesn't everyone want to celebrate freedom? And that's what we're doing. We're celebrating the emancipation of our ancestors. And in Georgetown, we're going to take it even further. And that's why we're going to have the press conference to announce the Family Festival. But we're also going to announce the emancipation events that are going to be taking place starting December 31st of this year and going into January 1st of 2023 and February 25th of 2023. So you come on out to the press conference to learn more details about that. But it's going to be fun, Steve. We've got the parade by the Howard High Alumni Association, and then we'll go into the Family Festival. And of course, there's going to be fried fish dinners, different kinds of foods, as Steve said, and we want you to support those efforts because they support small businesses and scholarships also. What else, Steve, do we need to know about what's going on in Georgetown? Because the rain is coming down.
All right. Well, let me
hopefully
say this.
We ain't gonna claim the rain for next Saturday, so they better rain today. Rain today.
There you go. Tell me, didn't it rain, children? So here's what I've neglected to say, and I'm glad you mentioned the rain. We're not going to have you just walking around in the heat. We have several. We have probably at least 5 or 6 tents where you can be under the tent for those of you like myself who don't need to be in 90-degree weather. But the other thing I'd like to say, Marilyn, one of my favorite writers, a lady by the name of Marion Wright Edelman, wrote a book. She's written many books, but she was head of the children's agency for many years, going back 20 years. But one of the quotes that I like, she said, great things could happen if those who make them are not terribly concerned about who gets the credit. Let me say that again. Great things can occur. Great things can happen if those who are making it happen are not terribly concerned about who gets the credit. Now, I say that because we've got a lot of churches, a lot of agency, a lot of everything going on. And I don't want anybody to say, well, that's their thing. That's not my thing. No, this is our thing. This is Georgetown. This is all of Georgetown. Okay? Whether you live east, west, south, north, come out and support that, because we're going to support you. Marilyn could tell you, and I could tell you, I go to a lot of places and I don't mind, because I'm just doing it to support people. It's good when we can come together and lay down our shears and plows and study war no more. So let's come out and bring the kids and have a good time. And do me a favor, let's just have a good time. Don't talk about politics or nothing else. Just have a good time, because that's what we should be doing for Juneteenth.
That's exactly what we should be doing. And we're going to throw in some education too. And we're going to throw in education for those 6 months of emancipation and Juneteenth events. Y'all, this is just the beginning. And every year we will move forward in doing bigger and better things. But as Steve said, let's put aside all our differences and come on out and celebrate the emancipation of our enslaved ancestors. That is definitely something that all Americans and Georgetownians can come out and celebrate. Yeah, we are excited, Tamika, about St. James Health and Wellness coming out. Looking forward to St. James Health and Wellness being out there also.
The fire department trucks will be there. The police will have parking, designated parking.
Yeah.
And don't forget let's give them the address, because I don't believe I did, but it's right off of Marilyn. You tell them the address, please.
The address is 420 South Hazard Street. It's the actual address. But if you know the streets, Gilbert, Kaminsky, and Butt Street, right in front of Howard High School. If you get the Gilbert, if you get the Kaminsky, the corner of, you are at the event. The parade comes down Merman Road and ends at Gilbert Street.
And you will hear the music.
You will hear the music. Yeah, you will hear the music. So come on out, y'all, from all over. We invite you and just enjoy what's going on in Georgetown. Steve, is there anything else we need to know? Because my other guests have not come on, so I'm going to wrap it up because it is out there thundering and storming, and I'm just going to wrap it up with Georgetown. But I just want to remind folks, as Steve said, there are Juneteenth events all across this state, all across the nation this weekend. We hope that you come to Georgetown because we're going to have a wonderful event, but go to Juneteenth events and learn more about our history and celebrate the emancipation of our ancestors. Anything else, Steve, as we wrap up?
Well, that's it. We'll be talking about some upcoming events in the future, and it's very exciting. But Georgetown is on the move. It really is.
It really is on the move.
Yeah, I employ everyone to just get involved. Do what you can. Do what you can.
Thank you, Steve. It's always been good to have you here with us. The flyer, folks, is on our Facebook pages, and we want to thank Frida Funny for joining us earlier from Myrtle Beach. They actually have a panel at 5 o'clock today at Charlie's Place to talk about why we celebrate Juneteenth. So if you can make it to Charlie's Place, please go on out there and make it at 5 o'clock today. Steve, thank you for joining us to talk about what's going on with Georgetown and the wonderful events.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see you later. Thanks, Steve. Have a good day and stay out of that rain.
I shall.
All right.
I will.
Good night.
Night.
So everyone, I just want to say a quick good night and thank you for joining us today. My other guests have not popped in yet, so we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up, but encourage everyone, please go out and celebrate Juneteenth this coming weekend and also this weekend. I think I know in Woodruff, South Carolina, they're going to have Juneteenth the following week. So Juneteenth is something that we all need to celebrate and emancipation is something that we all need to celebrate. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Have a wonderful Sunday, and we'll see you next Saturday at Juneteenth, wherever you are around the state of South Carolina and the nation. Good night and have a good day.